Um, and I raced some part-time series, CASCAR seasons, and had pretty good success. Was top rookie my first year. Finished in the top 10 several races with really an underfunded, underutilized car. Just kind of doing my best with what I had. And CASCAR is very much like NASCAR. It's like you've got 25, 30 of the same guys that have been doing that for 15 to 30 years. That's all they do is that racing. They know every setup, they know all the tricks, they know, you know, how to rough up the new guy. And I was this mid 20s American driver, the only US driver in the series that was coming in, and no one helped me out at all ever. So I had to kind of like get my elbows out and work pretty hard to do well. And after my CASCAR season ended in 2006, I started to work with a sports car racing team called MER. It's Team MER out of Dallas, Texas, and helped that team win some championships in the Playboy MX5 Cup Series. And then after engineering and coaching there, started racing there in 2008 and finished in 2009, finished second in that championship, and that kind of started my sports car racing career. So from there, I actually met CJ Wilson, who was a professional baseball player at the time. He had started a team in end of 2009 called CJ Wilson Racing, and 2010 I was a professional race car driver somehow by the grace of God, and signed my first contract and was like, well, wow, this is actually happening. Like I can support my family racing cars. That's pretty awesome. So I've been technically pro since CASCAR, but successfully pro since 2009, which
Nice.
was it's kind of a crazy thing to think about.
Yeah. Fire away, Josh.
All right, real quick for both of you, have y'all seen the new F1 movie? Have y'all seen the new
I
F1
have
movie?
seen the new F1, but took the family on Wednesday. It was
Mhm.
I enjoyed it actually.
Yeah,
I
really
saw
good
it
movie.
as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good. All right, Mark. How does the engineering work for sports cars? Like, talk me through that process.
How does the engineering work? It's very technical. I I love the engineering aspect of it, of all racing. I think if drivers knew more about them, they can be more successful themselves. But there is a lot that goes into sports car racing because it's not just about setup. Like I think the F1 movie touches on it. Pretty much all the racing movies, including Rush, which was a
Yeah,
great one. If you look at that, Niki Lauda was a very technical person, where you know his counterpart was more flash in the pan, drive the car sideways, like raw talent type of thing. But Nikki was very precise and technical, had good feedback, and that's the type of thing that you want to be doing to progress your team. We all work with engineers, and in weather tech and the higher level sports car racing, especially the prototypes and things, you'll see several engineers on staff at a race event. You've got your drivetrain engineer, sometimes two. A lot of those are supplied by the engine manufacturers that are there to monitor everything about the engine and its performance level and what they can do. Now in sports car racing, now we get really technical, and you have like the torque sensors. That is a whole new element where you have to almost have an engineer on standby to look at power output many times per lap, which is mind-boggling at that point as a driver, because you're constantly adjusting, changing switches and knobs and things like that. We have tire engineers, chassis engineers, strategists play a big role, especially in the long races. Anytime there's a fuel stop or a driver change, full course cautions, things like that, the strategy plays a huge role. And you can kind of see that in F1 to a certain extent, even that they're not fueling. So I mean, all of these things play play in a major role in sports car racing, but pretty much all motorsports. But as soon as you get pit stops and things like that, it becomes even more complicating. Um, I enjoy that side of it because I like to communicate with the engineers. I like to make a car better. I like to, work with when I do coaching and things like that. I pretty much baseline a car and find ways to make it more balanced, handle better, brake better, settle faster, things like that, so that an amateur driver can get in the car and feel more comfortable and kind of apply what we talk about to go faster sooner. If they're struggling with the setup of the car, then it kind of gets a little difficult. And if a pro is on edge in a car, think about what a new driver would be experiencing, feeling all of those things happening. They're going to really limit themselves. So, as far as engineering goes, it's a vital role, a vital part. And good engineers are like good drivers. Good engineers can get the most out of the car or communicate really, really well with a driver. Even a driver that doesn't provide good feedback and that just can't tell you what the setup, he just drives the crap out of it no matter what.
Mhm.
A good engineer can look at the data, can look at what's happening and make the car work better. And that guy doesn't even know what's happening. He just like, wow, the car's great. He's like, yeah, I know. But a bad engineer can make things a lot worse for a driver, no matter how good they are. So, it kind of goes both ways.